As I hit record on this video, Shiba Inu has now surpassed Litecoin in overall market cap, and I think it has a lot more room to grow, and that's what we're talking about today. We're going to look at what's going on with Shiba Inu, some recent news that we need to really keep our eye on, and also how this could legitimately get to 1 cent, 10 cents, or $1. Yeah, we're actually going to break down the actual math on this one so you can make a better decision. Hey, for my other subscribers, don't worry, this is not only going to become a Shiba Inu channel, we'll also get back to stocks, investing, and all things personal finance right here on the channel. So if you're ready to get started with today's video, don't be dumb, tap the thumb, let's get right to it. So here I look on coinmarketcap.com, and Shiba Inu is ranked 14. And by the way, just yesterday, I think it was at 20, ranked number 20. But look at this, 14, and it just finally surpassed Litecoin in overall market cap. Now, I will say it's flirting with it, because now you can see it's at 12.2, and Litecoin's at 12.3. But any minute now, it could pop back up into that spot 14. So that is something that we need to keep our eye on. As of today, here's my current holdings. I am up 345% on Shiba Inu. I purchased back when it was like 0.0000698, and right now it is at 3110 or 3112. So now the most important thing is, as always, this is not financial advice. You got to do your own research. I'm just some dude on YouTube who sometimes looks like Woody from Toy Story, and I'm just super interested in this particular thing with fun money that I found. I had a bonus in the business of $670. So I took that $670. I'm like, you know what? They just launched Shiba Inu on Webull. If you don't have Webull, I'll link it down in the description. You can check it out for yourself. But I'm like, I'm going to take this $670. I'm going to buy Shiba with it because I don't care if I lose that money. I don't care if Shiba goes all the way down to hell and all of a sudden it's worth nothing. Doesn't matter to me. If you're selling for a loss, what that tells me is that you needed the money. And if you needed the money, you shouldn't have bought it in the first place. You only put money in that you're okay setting on fire or flushing down the bloody toilet. That is what it's all about. So, and then if it does go up, or you just hold on to it for the next 5 years until it does go back up, you'll be sitting just fine. So that's kind of the name of the game. So obviously I'm excited now because it's up, but I'll be excited if it's down too, because that gives me an opportunity to assess, not for sure, but assess if I want to buy more. But look at this. So here we are. Shiba Inu is flirting with beating out Litecoin. I'm going to refresh CoinMarketCap, and I think it might have dropped down below yet again. Oh no, it's still back up here. Okay, it's still up, even though that market cap's lower. But look at that. So Shiba Inu, just the other day, just yesterday actually, it was down here in spot 20. And I'm watching it like a hawk because I'm kind of interested in what they got going on. But here it is sitting at 14. So is the next step to take over the Dogecoin? And that's what they call it, the Dogecoin killer. Are we going to see potential? Now, of course, look at this. We're at a $12 billion per cap. It has to go up to 30 billion in order to overtake, well, obviously more than 30 billion to overtake Dogecoin, assuming that Dogecoin doesn't continue to rise either. So that's what's interesting. Obviously, as people say, Shiba Inu is worthless. It's worth less than a United States penny. But again, that's because the circulating supply is absolutely out of control at 394 trillion. That's absurd. It started with 1 quadrillion coins, and luckily enough were burned off to reduce the circulating supply. And that's what I want to talk about first before we get to how this could legitimately get to 10 cents or even $1 or more. The circulating supply is what's going to control the overall price of this thing, let alone the interest. Of course, people being interested in this will drive up the cost, is what we're seeing today and recently at now 3106, as you can see right here on CoinMarketCap. But the point is, we want that circulating supply to go down. As that circulating supply goes down, that is going to raise the price. It's called deflation. It happens everywhere. And that, I think, is going to help us a lot. This particular tweet from the developer is what got me all excited. It's talking about the fact that right here, our new partnership with Now Payments is allowing business owners to accept SHIB as payment. And remember what I've said about Dogecoin. Remember what I've said about Bitcoin. I get a little bit skeptical about cryptocurrency unless it's actually useful. I don't like a store of value in this case. I want it to be something that actually could be used for something. And what originally started as a meme, which was SHIB and Doge, is actually becoming a little bit more realistic because it's allowing people to use this as a form of payment for goods and services. Look at that. You get yourself a Shopify store and you start accepting SHIB payments. That is exciting because that means that this is more than just something that you're investing in and hoping that it goes up. More than just gambling and hoping that the roulette ball falls on your color or number of choice. This is a little bit more than that. But I think even more important is you got to read a little bit more into this tweet. Look at this. For every percentage for every transaction, a percentage of each will be burned, which means the circulating supply of SHIB goes down. That is what I was talking about. That's what we want. If we keep having this 394 trillion circulating supply, that's absolutely absurd, and it's going to keep it well below a penny. But if we can continue to burn, in the case of this tweet and more, that's going to be quite favorable. But let's get to how could it actually go up to maybe a penny, 10 cents, $1. And there were a lot of comments on my last video saying, I don't think people understand the difference between 0.01, which means a penny, and 0.10. And that actually is a very good point. Are you trying to get SHIB up to 1 cent or 10 cents? There's obviously a huge difference there. But here we are. I'm going to actually refresh this one more time, and then we're going to look into how this could actually happen. So here we are, still sitting at spot 15, but we did drop below Litecoin for now, but I think we'll be back up at any moment. Okay, so let's keep an eye on that. I'd love to see it. I think next up, it can definitely get to spot 13 and 12. Dogecoin, it's going to have to fight a little bit. That's a big difference between 15 and $30 billion in market cap. But let me pull up this Excel document. Here we are. This is our total circulating supply as of right now, which is what I was saying, 394 trillion. Current price, which means the market cap is right here. So this is 12.3. I'm going to just call it 12.3 to make it easy. But here's what we need. In order for this price to go up, we need things to happen. And a lot of people say, well, if it hits 1 penny, so I'm going to actually plug it in. 1 penny is the current price. So everything in the green is what we're going to mess with here. And then we'll use this as our current example so we can kind of keep track of what we got going on. But 1 penny puts our market cap so much that I actually got to extend this Excel document. Look at that. Okay, so what is this? So million, billion, 3.9 trillion market cap in order for Shiba with the current circulating supply to hit 1 penny. Let's go back to the coin market cap. If we go up here to Bitcoin, right now that market cap is at 1 trillion, right on the money. Next up in second place is Ethereum at $418 billion market cap. So we're basically saying to SHIB that it needs to be higher in market cap than Bitcoin. The likelihood of that is damn near impossible. Now, could it happen? Maybe, but what kind of world are we living on here, guys? Come on. We got to be realistic with this. I want to be as realistic with this as possible because a lot of people like to push on hype. I want to push on actual mathematical things that can help us be realistic about this. Let's be more realistic. Now, if we could reduce our circulating supply, and I'm going to go absurd here, just for the fun of it, I'm going to say, what if we could reduce our circulating supply to 796 billion? Okay, so that means we're getting rid of all 394 trillion of these coins. That's a lot to burn, but I'm going to dream. Then I think it's a little bit more realistic. Okay, so now we're looking at $7.9 billion. That's more realistic. And in fact, that, if we go back to market cap and we look at even our buddy Dogecoin here at the market cap of 30.2 billion, that is obviously much better. So the problem is we have too much circulating supply, which means somebody has to burn a bunch of coins, which that's going to be hard to do. That's a lot of money to burn off. Or we got to hope that more merchants and this auto built-in burn percentage that the developers have put into this pays off. But that means we're holding on for quite a long period of time. I'm going to reset this back to 394. And then I'm going to say for those people that want to get this to $1, let's say the current price is at $1 with our current circulating supply. I got to yet again extend my Excel document, and that's impossible. Okay, so, and here's why I say it's impossible. Okay, so what is this? Million, billion, trillion, $394 trillion market cap is impossible because if you look at right now, the overall circulating supply of world money, world denomination, is $40 trillion. 40 trillion throughout the whole world, okay? Everything. And that's in United States dollars, but we're going to talk in USD because that's what we have up here on the screen. But that is everything. So you mean to tell me that we're going to have a market cap? In order to get to $1 per coin of Shiba Inu with the current circulating supply, you would have to have more in market cap than money in the world. You see why that's impossible? So if somebody's telling you, oh, Shiba is going to go to $1, you need to invest right now, you need to ask the question, well, what's your theory? What's your logic on that? Why do you think it's going to do that? And if it is, and if they say, well, here's why. We project a certain burn percentage based on more merchants picking this up at X percentage. Therefore, in the next 5 to 10 years, we anticipate this to drop down to a little bit more of a sane circulating supply. How much do you say? Well, maybe it's $796 billion. I mean, not billion dollars, 796 billion SHIB. Okay, still a little bit Still a little bit high there because that's still $796 billion market cap. So you'd have to almost question, are you sure about that? Well, okay, what if it's 96 billion overall circulating supply? Okay, now it's starting to get better. You see what this has to do? We have to burn so many coins in order to get to $1 per coin. So if you're going in here saying, hey, I have 100 million coins of SHIB and I'm going to be the next multi-billionaire millionaire guy, you got to be realistic with yourself and do some math here. Look at this thing. Really do your own little research to say, is this actually make sense for me? And if it does, great. You got to have logic built into your assumptions. But here's what I would watch out for in the coming weeks ahead. Number one, more discussion around the evolution of this particular coin as a legitimate form of payment, just like we have seen with Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, and even Dogecoin. And then also, what are we doing about the burn rate? Are we going to continue to build in mechanisms like we just saw in today's video about a further burn rate on merchant transactions? Or is there an opportunity to burn more with some of the whales out there? Could be a potential, could be an opportunity. So if you haven't seen the original video of the Shiba from the other night, here it is. You can check that out. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video.